The more fun part of these flashback episodes has been moving on to pop culture. And again, this doesn't feel over to me. Like we talked about Cowboy Carter, but Cowboy Carter's on tour this year. So everything still feels kind of in progress.
Not the Eras Tour is over.
The Eras Tour is over.
Sadly. The love story continues, thank God. But the Eras Tour ended in 2024. They got overexposed. This was the year that I think they both were like, we got to get out of here. We're going to wrap this up and go quiet for a while. Good instincts, guys. Good instincts. Taylor.
How long do you think that period lasts? Where are you in the Taylor Swift fandom of thinking that a new album is coming?
I want her to get married. I don't care about a new album. I want her to get married and have babies and then write albums about that. I think my stance is clear. And I think we're close. I think they've taken this year. I wonder how long their sort of we need to stay dark is. I think they need more time. I don't think people are ready for more. Maybe the Swifties, but if she's smart, I think she can look around and say this is not the time to roll out with another big PR move. I would give it a while. I'd give it a minute.
I would give it a minute too. I would just encourage her to be free and rest and live her best life.
Get married.
So I want to ask you about Cowboy Carter because when we discussed it on the show, I was a much bigger fan of this album than you were. Now we have both seen her live. Where are you on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter after seeing it live?
Oh, I love the tour, but I don't listen to the album still. I thought it was great. It was a great show. She's an incredible performer. It was time for her and I to be together in the same room as two very important 1981 babies. I also had a crazy experience at the tour where she almost died in front of me, guys. If y'all listen to the news brief, you've heard the story, but she did 16 carriages. She's still not doing that number, by the way, with the car. Somebody who went to the DC show on July 4th said she's still not doing it. She almost tipped out of the car in front of us, guys. It was crazy. They had to stop the show and bring her down. I was in Houston. They brought her down and got her out of the car. She's still not doing that. No, I liked it, but I still don't. I still think Lemonade is a better country album than Cowboy Carter. That's my hot Beyonce take.
Well, I love this album, and I thought it was fantastic live. I just thought the show was definitely one of the top 5 concerts I've ever been to. I thought it was just from start to finish so beautifully constructed. I also had a weird experience. I saw her in Chicago when the Dust Bowl happened. Oh. So I got to Chicago the night that the Dust Bowl happened, and then I saw her the next night. So my concert experience was not disrupted. But I did have the strange experience. It felt like we were going to see Second City that night. And I got out of the cab and it's just being in a different time and place altogether. You know what I mean? I've never had the experience of just dust blowing into your eyes and nose and throat and inescapable. It was so, so strange. It was like being transported to a different century. But it was, I thought, just a phenomenal concert. And it was nice to see her take on live performing. You know what I mean? She just has such a point of view and I think shows that it can be done a lot of different ways, all of which are really interesting. So I'm really glad I got to see the car before the mishap because the car was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's very conceptual. I mean, that's the thing. I think her music itself has gotten so conceptual. The concert definitely itself is so conceptual. I think that's probably why I don't just fall hard for the music itself, because I think it's so the albums were in this trilogy, Renaissance, Cowboy Carter. There's going to be a third album. The performances, they're very, very artistic and very, very conceptual. That is not a diss. I think that's incredible. It's just not something I want to listen to over and over again in my car. I just think it's what she's doing is fascinating to watch. I feel like some of those films in between the sets should have just be in the MoMA, more than on stage at a tour, or both for that matter. So I'm super interested in that, but it just feels very different. It feels different from than what else happened in 2024, sort of the Brat Summer and Chapel Roan, and Sabrina Carpenter, just full on bops. I'm just gonna I'm gonna make music that you can't stop singing if you wanted to. No, you have to sing this on repeat in your head until you die. This is the music we're making now.
I'm so surprised that we have a new Sabrina Carpenter, given the 2024 that she had. I thought she might have felt overexposed and pulled back a little bit, but nope.
I didn't feel that from her. I mean, as much. I mean, again, Taylor, Eras and Taylor is on a And then again, on top of with the Travis and the Super Bowl and the thing, it's just that's like another planet. That's another universe. Even with Chappell Roan, who I think probably had the biggest meteoric year, you just can't touch that. It's like it's such a big thing. We talked about it for 3 of these years. Like, I don't know. It's another thing. She invented another thing. A thing when the theme of these years have been the decentralization, the changing of media, all the stuff. And she was like, oh no, JK, I can get everybody singing the same song. I can get everybody coming to the same show. Like, it's just a totally different ball game. And like, when people refuse to acknowledge that, it says more about them than it does about Taylor Swift. That's kind of how I feel at this point. Like, that was historical. And if you can't see that, that's on you, not her.
I think that's a good place to leave 2024. Leave it with Taylor. She brought the most joy of the year, that's for sure. So we'll leave it with Taylor. Thank you all for marching through time with us. As we said, we'll be back to normal schedule, current episodes next week. I, for one, am looking forward to getting back to normal schedule in every way. I feel kind of disjointed when we're in the summer, so I'm excited. Again, thanks for being here. Please share Pantsuit Politics with your people. And until next week, have the best weekend available to you.